It's okay now.
Mike Abdul, all that energy.
Yeah.
I can feel it in the studio.
That's why you don't see him sing blues.
No, he sings reds. Now, that was Mike Abdul at work.
And he has a way of balancing it all out.
Somehow, because I was saying, oh God, all that energy, hope he won't just fall down and, have a heart attack or something with all that energy. But he manages it somehow. Are you able to manage yours? Healthy work-life balance refers to maintaining a harmonious relationship between your work and your personal life. And how do you do that? A family systems engineer is here to tell us all about that. It's my pleasure to welcome DG. Show me.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. It's good to see you again.
Yes. So, we all have, should I say, 2 lives.
Yes, we do.
8 to 5. Then after 5, the women come home to the kitchen, and the men go to the bar to go and drink beer.
No, that was in the 70s.
Maybe. Hearing it back that way, it sounds really terrible, but
it does.
It is the truth.
Okay. So, how do we balance both to ensure our well-being?
Okay. First of all, we have to see both as the same. Or maybe the 3 of them, which is our work life, our personal life, and our well-being in itself. People see it as different, or we like to think of it as different, but the only way to harmonize it is to see it as the same. That is the only way we can give attention to all 3 at the same time, by blending them together.
Well, I've heard of a blended family. Now you're talking about a blended life.
Yeah, a blended life. Blended lifestyle, which is you have to plan. I was listening to the previous interview, which was very excellent, by the way. I didn't want it to end. And the difference I've found between the civilization of ours and of the Europeans is that theirs is documented. Ours is not. That's how ours is lost. That's why we are finding our way. That's why there seems to be no pattern. And both civilizations probably started out around the same time. In fact, there are rumors that the African civilization started earlier before anyone's own.
Yes.
But they documented, and they are teaching what they documented because they survived the ages. And someone said to me one day, what is Shango if not Thor, the Thunderer? But we didn't document, we didn't push it. We accepted that we could be inferior, and things went that way. But back to what we're talking about today, it's just that we refuse to plan. And if you don't plan,
that's a plan.
You fail. Yeah.
Now, perhaps the challenge is in some cases people are not even able to segregate between work and life. There is, as she said, or maybe as you are alluding to, it's a blend of work and life. So, business money is my money.
Yeah.
Family money is my money. Or my money is business money, and all of that and all of that. Could that be a sort of confusion that's also created some form of crisis in the balance or a lack of it between work and life?
It is very nuanced, but I agree with you. Over time, I don't know how it has seeped through, even with our education today, but the ability to provide, to have money, is attributed to men. And that's what makes them desirable. A lot of women will talk about looking for or wanting a handsome man in their lives. But they usually settle with the one that has money, that can afford things. It's the truth. It is the truth. It's what happens. It's not really my fault. And when we also observe with how things go, a lot of men have settled with women that they think would be able to procreate and would be able to probably, I'm sorry for these terms, serve the home in childbearing, maintaining it, if a glorified, domesticated assistant. That's what they've looked for. So with time, that has got watered down till today, that we have it standing side by side. Guy, money, women, body. It's got into that. So that permeates the mind of a lot of males in the sense that I can't switch off. I can't. I need money to get this particular satisfaction. That is part of not planning, because when you plan, you look at, what am I doing this for? And the women who are quite independent today, because the time has passed from men must have money, women must be in the home, I've also become, they have that mentality as well. I have to get it. But if you get it and you are not well enough to enjoy it, what would be the point? Which is why there has to be a plan. It is not separate. It's the same thing. It's just different facets.
So work is life, life is work.
Work is life, life is work. Life is also your well-being, and your well-being is also your work. What we need to copy more is to look at the big corporations and how they've put in themed days and a lot of incentives into their work. They are not doing it just because they want their employees to be happy. They know that a happy, satisfied employee is a productive employee. Which is what we need to bring into. They're doing it for us in the office. But you know how we can be in Nigeria? We just see it and we look at it that, oh, that's what happens there. But in our own personal lives, no.
Work is life, is what you said, right?
Work is life.
What about those who don't work? Is it that they're not living? And I'm talking about those who have retired, for instance.
Those who are retired. Even when you have retired, work is serving a particular purpose in your life when you were working. A is to provide you with a life. I am from the school of thought that once you are born into this life, you must earn your right to be alive. I don't really believe anybody should be here for free. Because if anybody is on earth for free, somebody is paying for it. There's a time to be independent, there's a time to be independent, and there's a time to be interdependent. Once your time to be dependent is over, you have no business waiting to make off somebody. But being interdependent, which can be in a marriage or two people forming a life together, that is different. You are both still paying. So for those who have retired, they've worked for an amount of time, age has sorted, but that does not mean that they have to go to sleep. You still have to work this body. This body can be optimized when the brain is exercised, when the body is exercised, and when both are rested.
In parentheses,
they have to be rested.
I saw on social media a girl who took her parents to court that they didn't ask her permission before bringing her into this world. They didn't tell her she would have to grow up and have to earn her way, because she had thought she was going to be dependent all her life. Since they brought her to this world, she would depend on them until she went back to God. So she was taking them to court.
Well, this is exactly what I was saying just a few seconds ago.
That is just to corroborate what you said. That once you are here, you'll have to work to continue staying here.
We have to teach that to everybody from childhood, how not to be a liability.
That's a mental imbalance.
It's a mental imbalance.
Now, quick one. When you say work is life, life is work, let's talk about the woman. She's a mother.
Yes.
She's a wife.
That's work.
She's a sister. She's a boss to some people. She's a subordinate to some people. That's quite a load of work. Speaking of women, she's just given birth. Now, while let's say when she's pregnant, her job schedule will be different, or rather, expectations, deliverables will probably be different. Even after she's given birth, it'll still be a little different until she's able to stabilize again. So, in terms of the balance, where does she get it? Because, there is this saying, I'm sure you're aware of it, for men will just, we have a narrow perspective of, okay, I'm going to the supermarket, I'm going to get just a toothpaste, I go there, pick the toothpaste, and I go out. A woman, she's laughing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I've decided I'm not going to be going to the market with my wife anymore, especially the supermarket. If I am not paying for what you didn't have on your list before. So she will go there. She has a list. We agreed to the list, didn't we agree, darling? But we agreed to the list.
Sometimes there's some things you forget to put on the list.
There we go.
And then when you see it, you remember, I need that, even though it's not on the list.
Reminds me of my daughter at age 5. Daddy, I think we should buy this ShopRite.
The whole ShopRite?
Yes.
Oh.
Say, hey. Said tomorrow. I said, so tomorrow we'll come back and buy it again. He said, yes. I said, okay, correct. So she will go all over the place, the woman, trying to get a list. At the end of the day, she still doesn't exist, her list. So that is why we need this work-life balance, don't you think?
Plan. That takes me back to the beginning, which is planning. First of all, you cannot outdo your budget. The budget is extremely important.
Her budget or his budget?
No, their budget. Mm-hmm. If it's a man and his wife.
Both of them.
The example you gave to me was you and your wife, and that's where I'm going to stay. So, both of you cannot exceed the agreed budget. So I would ask, as a family life practitioner, who majors in family living and household management, did you have a budget? Did you have a meeting together to agree to the amount to spend and what is needed? Did you both contribute to what is needed in the home?
Don't forget
to make sure
let me punctuate you a little.
Yes.
There are 3 budgets in a home. There is his budget, there is her budget, and there is our budget. So you are talking about our budget.
Yeah, that is the beauty of family and interdependence. There is what we do for the home. For example, are you going to do what is right, or what is right for the home, or what is right for the marriage? You are going to do what is right for the home and for the marriage before you do what is right for you. But on our budget, there's a stipulation for you, and there's a stipulation for her. And you can take care of what you both need from your own stipulations. But the agreed budget from the family is what takes care of family needs. And it has to be agreed to by both of you. Because it's also part of the plan to be able to live easily.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ask question.
I know if you ask it.
No, you must ask. I'm suspecting you.
I know if you ask.
You must ask. I'm waiting for that question.
No.
No, you must ask that question.
Because what you have just said is a problem.
What I have just said.
No, wait. Let that finish. Please go on.
No, I've finished.
No, you have not finished.
It's a problem.
Okay.
Why is it a problem?
I like to be clear because what I found is that everybody has solutions, actually, to everything we do. Let's say you're a couple, for example. Sorry, Mrs. Makinem. So he has an idea of what it is to do. You also have an idea of what it is to do. As it is, most of the time, they are not the same idea.
Of course not.
Because you're from different walks of life. Mm-hmm. So we now do what? We go to what is good for us. Then we leave the first and second options and go to the third, fourth, fifth options. Now, any solution that you have that caters to one side and not to the other is a fake solution. It's only the one that caters to all aspects that is the real solution. If you think very well about what I just said, my solution caters to both of you.
3, 4, and 5.
Yes. That's solution 3, 4, and 5. But the thing is that out of our selfishness and our will to want to be ourselves, we stay on solutions 1 or solution 2.
Most of the time.
1. I don't want to see.
Because daddy's.
Yeah. 1 could be from mommy's angle as well, if she's the one that brought it up first. I see what I'm saying. I don't want to see what you're saying. I see what I want to do. I don't think I want to see what you want to do. Because once you try to see what the other is doing, you will now say, oh, maybe we should
rearrange.
That's why I said plan. Plan is a major part of it. For example, this is Lagos. Lagos has 1 million microaggressors. You have to be in Lagos to understand Lagos. So I'm going to work and there's a traffic on the road that I'm supposed to get to. I'm supposed to get to 30 minutes in almost 2 hours. I quickly switch my mindset. I always carry my music on my phone. So I switch back to, I am enjoying my 90s music while commuting in Lagos. Not, oh, I'm in traffic. How do I do my time? How do I not go through the stress? Sweeping my mindset to that I am enjoying great music while in this commute makes it a lot easier.
Means you are enjoying the traffic now.
We have to blend in work, blend in play, blend in our well-being. You have to take care of it.
Because when students in their 20s, this one is also from personal experience. A student in their 20s says, I'm going through a lot.
No, it was a 14-year-old.
Say, I'm going through a lot. The first question I ask is, which house rent are you paying?
Which school fees?
Which school fees are you paying? Which food money are you looking for? Speaking to many young people who are not married, who also still have this imbalance of work and life, which you now say is the same. Now, when there is a load of work to do and there is still a load of personal responsibilities to take care of, that's usually where the challenge is. Don't you think so?
I agree with you, because a young person, a 14-year-old, for example, is new to life. I'm closer to 50. I don't know what your ages are. It is my duty, if that was my child, to let them know what to expect. To be relatable to them, that at my own time, blah, 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 is what I did. As a dependent to my resources, it is not my duty to belabor that child with my own life as a provider. I brought this child into life. What I'm supposed to teach that child is to have it easier for when they become my age. So I am to mentor that child in what it will take to be in that part of the human life cycle. And no life is ever empty. Every age group in how we grow has something to bear. It's just different. So I went through school as well. I had to study to become what I am today, to be able to guide you through life so that you can do the same thing for your own children. This is how humanity has survived from the thousands of years of the creation story till now, and we keep on surviving. That child has a sense of responsibility, understands what they are going through, and the easiest way for you to attend to that part of it is validate that child. What are you going through? Because if you don't, the child will try to find acceptance, understanding somewhere else beyond you, and they will feed the child wrongly. And human beings always have a thing of looking not for a solution, but for quick gratification. And then recreational drugs start to be attractive. Then alcohol starts to be attractive. It nulls that pain and that pressure for the time. But the thing is, anything that happens to humanity, we should embrace it, break it down. That is the only way we can progress from it, because it is a part of life. As there are thorns, there are roses. The roses have to come from those thorns. They are together, but the rose will still bloom. Those thorns just probably make the rose tougher. It's fine. It's acceptable.
In summary, work-life balance, there is no such thing. For you, work is life.
It's life. It's the same thing. And you have to put it together. Let me just run through a few things. Boundaries at work, for example, they help. If you work at the office, when you finish, go home. Leave your phone alone, because there'll be something else from work or so on. That keeps you engaged probably to the next day. You will not enjoy your evening. The home will not enjoy your stay that evening. Switch off. If you work at home, have time to clock out. And when you clock out, you have to let your brain know that you've clocked out. So when you finish your workstation or your home office, get away from there, take a walk, put the phone down. Rituals are important. Do it every time, and the brain learns it. So your brain knows that, oh, when this man starts to walk, after sitting here for about 1 hour, he's off work for now. He goes into the process of doing something else. Let there be boundaries. No one will kill you. Just be polite. Oh, can you help me do this? Oh, you know what your schedule is because you have a plan. It doesn't fit into your time, that period. I wish I could, but I can't help you this time. Maybe another time, but I can't do this for you right now. I'm sorry. It never killed or hurt anybody. And you have your time to rest. It's so many things. Self-care. Eat well. Exercise. Sleep well. The thing is, all those things, they are part of life, and they are important in the sense that these are the things you need to do. How you do it doesn't really matter. It's nice to admire this person or that person or this person or that person and look at their rituals and their routine. Create yours. Look at theirs, create yours, because what is in your life might not be in theirs. For example, we think that the government doesn't care about us, and so on and so forth. But the life of the government official at the top is to wake up in the morning in the government house. That generator is always power. He goes into an official car, goes to his office, does his bit. Nigeria takes care of him. Nigeria doesn't take care of us like that. In my own setting, I have to do the gen. If I don't, I have no power, and so on. Okay. So you now feel bad. Oh, they don't care about us. No, you have different lives. You would not know until you say something. Or
you know, we could keep going.
Right.
So many things.
I think the balance is quite clear now. Draw boundaries. That's the
draw boundaries. Do self-care. Have a plan. Do soul care.
Okay.
It's so many things.
All right.
Okay.
The
time doesn't always cover it.
Oh, certainly.
Doesn't always cover it.
Family systems engineer. Now you know what he does. Mr. Deji, show me. Thank you very much for coming to educate us.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Sunrise will be right back with the home stretch in just a moment. Do stay with us.